Today, I'll show you how you should do warm up before you approach any asanas in yoga or before you plan to practice yoga or any other form of exercise. Here, when I say that you should do warm up before yoga or before any exercise, I'm very serious about it and I'm very particular about it. You cannot just make some random movements or do some random stretches and call them that is your warm up. No, warm up plays a very important role to perform your level best in yoga or in any sports or in any exercise. I have described it in my previous video. If you want to see that video, so at the end of this video you will see some video clips on the right side, so you can click on that right side video and it will lead you to the previous video where I have described you verbally that how important the warm up is and which all body part should be covered in warm up. Okay, so let's start. So when you're ready for warm up, what do you have to do? You have to divide your warm up in two parts. First part is called primary and second part is called secondary. So the first part you can also call it primary stretches and the second part you can call it secondary stretches. In primary stretches, it's very important. Then in primary stretches, you cover 5 body parts, which all those 5 body parts are: first your neck, second your wrists, third your ankles, fourth your knees, and fifth your lower back. So in your warm up, these 5 body parts should be checked on regular basis. Come what may, you have to check them on regular basis. And how will you check that? So let's start with neck. Like for neck, what you can do, you can stand on Samasthiti and then slowly look at an eye level and then slowly drop your head on right side just to stretch these muscles. Then come to center, then stretch other side. Now focus on these muscles and also the blood vessels. Okay, this is called side dropping. And if you want to intense this stretch, so what you can do, just drop your head sideways, place one hand on your head and then try to create pressure over your head and then shift that stretch on this part. So this is called heavy stretch. Come to the center, drop your head other side and place your palm on your head. Place your hands weight on your head and stretch your neck as much as you can and you want to. Then slowly come to the center. Okay, so this is side head dropping, except that you can do neck twisting like this. When you are twisting your neck sideways, your chin should lead your head and your chin should be pushed towards the shoulder. Okay, like if I am turning my head right side, I need to push my chin towards my right shoulder. And the moment I'll do this, this neck muscle will get stretched. Then come to the center, do it other side. Now lead your chin towards the left shoulder and feel the pressure, feel the stretch there. Except that you can do front and back dropping of your head like this. So when you drop your head forward, it stretches this part of your neck. This is called nape. Okay, and it also gives a good stretch to your cervical area. Then slowly come to the center, drop your head back. It stretches your throat and also gives some stretch to your thyroid gland. Then come to the center and then you can do neck rotation. This is first round. Go slow. Check all different points of your neck. Then slowly opposite side. If you are doing some numbers of round clockwise, then same number of rounds you have to do anti-clockwise. Now remember one thing. When I'm doing the head movement just to check my neck, what I'm doing 1 to 2 rounds, 1 to 2 repetition, but you can do more than that. That depends on the requirement of your body. Now at present I have time limit, so I have to sum up all these things in a limited time. So I'm just showing it to you by doing it only once. But as per your body requirement, when you are practicing yoga, please you decide the number of the repetition you want to do and do it the best way possible so that you can check your neck. So why, when you check your neck, what you should focus on, that there should not be any sound of crack from your cervical area of your spinal cord, and there should not be any stiffness or any pain around your neck area. That's why you're doing warm up, just to secure this body part. Okay, and now we'll move to the second body part. Second body part, your wrist. So what you can do, you can turn your palms up, then point your fingers down, turn your palms in, up. Okay, when you are pointing your fingers towards the ceiling, this stretch. When your arms are parallel to the floor, but your palm is vertical to the floor and fingers are facing towards the ceiling, this stretch should be as rigorous as possible. Stretch your fingers as much as you can. But when you are pointing your finger down, and this stretch should be light, it should not be heavy. Heavy stretch, light stretch. Now I'll tell you why. When you do this stretch, when your fingers are pointing towards the ceiling, this stretch directly hits your muscles and your blood vessels. But when you're pointing your fingers down, it is directly hitting your joints, your wrist joints. So when you're stretching your joints, be careful about it. I have told you that your wrists are one of the weakest body parts. Okay, so be careful about them. Now same we'll do from other side. Light stretch, heavy stretch. Light stretch cause it hits to the joint, heavy stretch cause it hits to the muscles and blood vessels. Now you can do some side movements. As much as you can twist, go for it. Then with the fingers rotate your wrist clockwise, anti-clockwise, or in outward direction or in inward direction. Then squeeze your palms, spread your fingers, make fist, spread your fingers. This is for blood circulation. This is for blood circulation. Yeah, it will help your body to circulate blood properly over your arms. Okay, so wrist. Even when you are checking your wrist, check your motto should be the same. Check your that your wrist should not pain, and the second thing, there should not be any sound from your wrist joints. Okay, if there is any sound from your joints, what does it mean? It means that your joints need greasing. And how will you grease your joints? Go watch the previous video. Okay, now we'll move to the third important joint and body part, your ankles. Just again stand on Samasthiti. Samasthiti posture of equilibrium where your body parts, your left body parts, right body parts in perfect sync. I will also describe the definition of Samasthiti in my forthcoming videos. But today you just understand when your left body side and right body side are in perfect sync. That is called Samasthiti. Now stand on Samasthiti, then balance on one foot. Make sure that you can balance on one foot. Then stretch your toe out in out rigorous in soft. Why? This is for muscle, this is for joint, ankle joint. Okay, shift other side, outward, inward, outward, inward, rigorous stretch, soft stretch. Now twisting your ankle joint, in, out, in, out. Now other side, in, out, in, out. For blood circulation, squeeze your toes, spread them. 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 Always remember, if you will do this movement when you are squeezing your toe and spreading them out, it will help your calf muscles to circulate blood properly against the gravitational force towards the heart. Your calves are also considered as second heart. So please make sure that when you are doing ankle rotations, when you are doing ankle working on your ankle joints, that is also good for your calf muscles. And if you are properly working on your ankle joints, it will give support and massage to your calf muscles. And what calf muscles does, they help your the blood to circulate towards your heart. Okay, so now we'll do outward rotation, inward rotation, just to check if my ankle joints are working properly. Outward rotation, I'm doing 2 to 3 counts, and inward rotation. So I'm doing 3 to 2 counts. Why? Because of time limit, but you can do 5 rounds, 6 rounds, 7 rounds, 8 rounds, and 10 rounds also. But don't go for extra stretch. Okay. So what we did, we checked our neck, wrist, and ankles. Why we checked our wrist, neck, and ankles first? Because these are the weakest body parts. We have to make them as strong as possible by doing yoga. And the second reason, these are the most engaged body parts when we do physical movement. Okay, and I have described it in my previous video, so there you can understand how exactly it is important to check your wrist, your neck, your ankles on regular basis. Now knees. When you are checking your knees, here you don't need to check strength or flexibility of your knees. You just need to check two things. First, your knee should not pain. Second, there should not be any sound of crack from knee joints. Okay, and for that I have designed a yogic squats. I call it yogic squats. Why? Cause by doing yogic squats on regular basis, you can check if your knees are safe or not. If you can do yogic squats, take my words, you can check it with medical aspect, you can check it with ayurvedic aspect, you can also check with yoga's aspect. If you can sit on yogic squats properly, I'll show you how you have to sit on yogic squats. Then take my words, you will never ever have any injury or any problem related to your knees, especially knee pain or knee osteoarthritis. Now, how will you do yogic squats? First, stand straight. Check your body weight. It should be equally divided on both feet. The gap between your feet should be equivalent to the width of your shoulders. And after making that gap, stretch your hands straight. The same gap should be between your hands. And now slowly go down. Bend your knees as much as possible and go and sit down. This is what I call yogic squats. Now just stay there for some time. Check your body weight, it should be towards your toes. Check your lower back, it should be relaxed and flexed. And then slowly stretch your hands parallel to the floor. Lift your lower back and then come up. If you want to stretch your body, go to the Tadasana for proper blood circulation, then come back. This is yogic squat. If you can do yogic squat properly, take my words that you will never ever have knee related issues. You will never face knee pain. You will never face knee osteoarthritis. Now I'll show you sidewise how you have to do yogic squat. So gap between your feet. I'm see if you want to do yogic squat perfectly, so the gap between your feet should be equivalent to the width of your shoulder. Because if you will make the gap between your feet equivalent to the width of your shoulders, there will be perfect sync between your right side of your body and left side of your body. But in case if you are not able to make that much of gap, then you can decide the gap according to your comfort. Okay, that is no condition. But when you practice yogic squats on regular basis and you become apt on it, then later on please go for the perfection. But first follow the process. Once you are following the process for a long time on a consistent basis, then go for the perfection. So the gap between my feet equivalent to the width of my shoulder, hands are parallel to the floor, and stretch your toe out, and make sure that when you're bending your knees, your shin should be as vertical as possible, and your knee should never surpass your toe line. Like, see, your knee should never go above your toe line. Your knee should always be behind your toe line. Okay, now look at my toe, look at my knee, look at my shin bone, look at my lower back, and look at my hands when I'm going to yogic squats. Okay, look at my hands, look at my knees, look at my tailbone, look at my shin bone. See, and this is yogic squats. Now, what? How will you decide that your yogic squat is perfect or not? First, the gap between your thighs and your torso should be zero. It is zero. The gap between your hamstring and your calf muscles should be zero. It is zero. And the last gap between your armpit and knees should be zero. So drop your upper arms and your armpit on your knees and stay there for some time. Just check your body weight. It should be equally on both feet. Just check your both hands parallel to the floor and stretch them. Let your lower back get flexed. Let your pelvis area get opened. Stay there and then slowly focus on tailbone and come back. Go for a stretching pose if you are feeling that you should just check proper blood supply head to toe and then come back. So this is the way you have to do yogic squat, and this is the best way to check if your knees are safe or not. This is what I have done my research on. I'll tell you so many things in my forthcoming videos I have done research on. So I have done the research on knee osteoarthritis and knee pain related issues, and then I searched it out that by sitting on yogic squat on regular basis, you can get rid of knee pain. And if you can do yogic squats properly, you will never ever have problem with knee, and you will never face knee osteoarthritis in your life. Okay. Now fifth important body part that should be covered in primary stretches and warm up, your lower back. Okay, so for lower back, what you can do, you can increase gap between your feet, place your palms by the side of your waist, and just rotate your lower back clockwise or anti-clockwise. I'll do 3 rounds max to max. Okay, you can do more than that. Then anti-clockwise. Just I'm going to why I'm doing this rotation, so that I can check how my lower back is responding. Then I'll do the forward bend. I'll just check lightly that if I can flex my lower back, then I'll slowly come back. If you want, you can stretch your hands over the head and go for backward bend. Focus on your lower back. Pull your lower back forward, and you can also do it by placing your palms on your back and then push your lower back with your palms, go for backward bend, and stretch your abdominal muscles. So you can do 5 to 8 rounds, 8 to 10 rounds. Then you can do forward bend and backward bend 2 to 3 times. When you are doing forward bend, do light stretch because it is warm up. So don't extra do here. Okay. And when you do forward bend, it helps you to increase flexibility of your spinal cord. And when you go for backward bend, it challenges strength of your lower back. Okay, so the forward bend is for flexing your lower back, backward bend is for making your lower back stronger. And why you will check your lower back in primary stretches in your warm up, same thing I have described in previous video. Go and listen to that video. Okay, because our lower back on our tailbone, here on our tailbone, where that lower back ends, we have one energy channel that is called Muladhara Chakra. On Muladhara Chakra, we have our intellectual energy, physical energy, emotional energy, and all these energy combined together become cosmic energy, and that energy can be used by flexing your lower back. That's why you have to flex your lower back as much as possible. And on the other hand, as per human anatomy, our lower back is the one of the most stiff area in our body. So according to yoga, if you are practicing yoga, if there is any stiff body part, you have to flex it so that that body part with strength can also maintain flexibility. And if there is any weak body part, what you have to do, you have to work on the strength of that body part. Okay, so here we have covered the 5 body parts as a primary stretches in warm up. Please make it very clear in your mind, without covering these 5 body parts, without checking these 5 body parts, your warm up is incomplete. If you want to understand the anatomy of your body, psychology of your body, the functioning of your body, and the different body parts' contribution towards your body movements, your body functioning, please cover these 5 body parts in your warm up first as a primary stretches, then jump to the secondary stretches. Secondary stretches you can do as per your comfort. Any random movement. Now you do any random movement. Like I'm feeling some stiffness even after the waist rotation. I'm feeling stiffness on my lower back. So what I'll do, I'll just do some light stretch like this. So this is secondary stretch. What I'm doing, I'm flexing my lower back. I can also do this: kick, cross, and then twist. So what I'm doing, I'm twisting my neck, I'm twisting my lower back, I'm just trying to flex my hamstring, my calf muscles, and my thighs. Then I'll do that from other side. Any random stretch now you can do. Now you're free to do any random stretch just to check if your body is properly warmed up or not. You can also do shaking and jumping. So this is just to check head to toe body, body joints, muscles, and the blood circulation. You can also do jumping jack. Anything. Now anything you can do. And you can do some light spinal twist with your arm stretch or overhand stretch for armpit. You can also do one leg balance and a stretch. These are secondary stretches. So anything. Then on backward direction. So these are the primary stretches and secondary stretches we did today. And one more thing that is very important, that what you should wear when you are practicing yoga. Remember one thing, that you should do yoga on shorts and sleeveless t-shirts, and that clothing should be stretchable, and you should not wear any ornament like or any bangle, wristwatch, or anything on your body. However, you can see that I'm wearing socks. Why I'm wearing socks today? Because it's quite cold outside. So just to avoid cold by coming in contact with the floor, I'm wearing socks. And here also there is one condition, like according to Ayurveda, you have heard about Vata, Pitta, Kapha. If you are Vata and Kapha dominated, you can practice yoga by putting the socks on. But if you are Pitta dominated, then please avoid wearing socks while you are practicing yoga. Do yoga bare feet. However, I'm Pith and Vat, Dvidosh dominated. So if I'm wearing it, to some extent I can deal with it. But if I'll feel heat in my body, then I will not wear socks. So what you should wear while you are practicing yoga, that is also very important. So in my forthcoming video, I'll cover this topic, that what we should wear to practice yoga properly. Okay, so thank you.